Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Happy New Year. New Year. And you got the whole New Year, New Me crew. And don't say it if you don't really mean that. Let's just start with that. Because 2023 is going to kick people in the you know what very, very hard. And it's going to make you feel like you're getting tossed around in a prison yard. Okay. And that's just what it is, just from an economic perspective. Now, why do I say that? But first, if you're watching, do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. That's all I ask. And for the people that can hit up the Cash App and the PayPal and the Venmos, thank you. It's always greatly appreciated. I always put it back into the Larry's Anything Goes business. But anyways, it is that time of the year where people have their New Year's resolutions. If you have any, let me know in the comment sections. If you have any, or I don't like to say New Year's resolutions. If you have any goals and aspirations in 2023 outside of surviving and being basic, let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the comment section. But at the end of the day, um, the title is "Stop Playing Games in 2023." Rant. Now, for my gamers, I'm not talking bad about you. If you, everybody has a hobby. I'm not mad. We all have hobbies that don't pay us any money, that brings us joy. And hey, my mindset is if you're not killing anybody, if you're not hurting anybody, raping anybody, breaking any laws, then do what you do. All right. But to my grown up, especially my grown men in the building, do me a favor and don't try to put 5 to 6 hours into playing a video game every day unless you're making money off of it. Because I know a lot of people, even one of my former coworkers, him and his son make a good living off of playing video games on Twitch, YouTube, and other various other social media platforms. They play it for fun and they play it to make money. So in that aspect, it's cool. They're making a money move and they're enjoying what they do all at the same time. So that's why they put more time and effort into it, because before they were making money, they weren't putting as much time and effort into it. So I'm not crapping on the gamers out there. I'm not a gamer myself, but I'm not mad at the gamers. But I'm just saying, because too often, this is actually brought to my attention today. Too often, you have too many people that they say in certain neighborhoods that not many adults that are about their business spend a lot of time in front of the television. I actually find that to be interesting. It's like they don't spend that much time in front of the television. They might have the best house, best car, but they spend a lot of their time working. They spend a lot of their time studying. They spend a lot of their time engaging, taking courses, getting better, working out, traveling, going to different functions and whatnot. And that's one thing I'm glad I did. I have done in the last 2 years. I've gone out because I'm an introvert. I've gone out. I remember last year I went to 2 different events in regards to economic empowerment. I remember going to the event in Wilmington, Delaware with Bother University. Then I remember going to a EYL University event last year. And this year I went to an EYL University event this year. I went to, and I also went to another real estate seminar. And of course, when I went to in Fredericksburg, Virginia, I went to the Black Business Black Business Convention in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That was a beautiful thing during the summertime. So um, I've been putting my time, and not only my money, but my time where my mouth is in regards to engaging with more entrepreneurs of all races and whatnot, and learning more and taking more courses and things of that nature. And I'm very happy about that. I'll just leave it at that. But the reason why I said, 20, stop playing games in 2023 is because my prediction is, and I'm not going to act like I'm an economist. I'm just going off of what I've read, what I've heard, and what I've seen. All right. But my prediction by the middle or end of 2023, you may see an influx of possible home foreclosures. You may see an influx of more jobs being lost. You may see more of an influx of more and more families having to move in together, like we saw back in 2007, 2008 timeframe when the economy collapsed. Now, do I think there's going to be an ultimate economic collapse? Um, do I think there's going to be a economic collapse um, in the United States American economy? Absolutely not. I don't foresee that at all whatsoever. But I do foresee that you will have more job losses, and therefore that leads to more people that cannot pay for their homes. Or I could see more people's, not if they don't lose their job, hours may be getting cut back. So this is, we've always lived in a time, and especially for the last 7 years at least, of the side hustle. All right. I'm not gonna say that we've been living in a time of quote unquote the all and out entrepreneur, because everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur, but we are definitely living in the time of having a side hustle in case hours work upon one job or you lose another job. I never forget losing my job back in 2012. This is 10 years ago. Um, December 2012, the week before Christmas, I had two job interviews lined up for me. When got my walking papers from the job I had at that time, and luckily to get another job down the line. And another thing, I had enough money to be good to go. And because I parents get so, and that was another thing. So the capital say who it is, or hooray for them. You know, it is what it is. But that at the end of the day, take action. At the end of the day, learn more about being able to make money in your sleep and having side hustles than you do about playing video games, entertainment, sports, and things of that nature. Is there anything wrong with learning about sports? Absolutely not. Everybody has their thing. I tell people all the time. They say, "What do you do when you're not trying to make money selling products on your website? When you're not trying to look for your next rental property, wholesaler rental property, working your job or whatever?" I like to listen to podcasts. I like to read. I like to work out. I like to travel. That is what I do. We all have our thing. Okay. So that's what I said. I'm not knocking it, but I don't put as much time and effort into working out or time and effort into what is it, traveling, because I can't travel all the time. It's just not feasible and possible for me. So those are just things I do a couple of times a year. Working out 5 days a week. Okay. Traveling a couple of times a year. That's my only. Everybody has an expensive habit. I get it. That's my expensive habit, but I try to make the best out of it. Not only just having fun, but have an opportunity to learn something. When I travel, I want to go see if there's a specific seminar that I can attend and maybe be able to connect with other people. Because the beautiful thing about being able to travel, and I haven't traveled all over the world yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that in the years to come. But being able to, I have people who have the same mindset as me in Los Angeles, San Diego, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Phoenix, Arizona, and I want that market to Philadelphia. I want that Baltimore, Maryland. I want that continuously to grow because I want to be around the investor minded and the entrepreneurial minded and the career minded all at the same time. So those three people are the ones that, as far as if friendship was an attraction, those are the kind of people I'm attracted to being around because we have the same energy, we have the same mindset, and we're about making those money moves and going from there. And that's the people that I rock with. That's the people I respect, and it is what it is on that aspect, family. So, but anyways, and another reason why people have to need to stop playing games, because I believe in the next 2 to 3 years, the chances of people becoming more and more homeless is going to grow tremendously. So I implore everybody. I'm not giving out financial advice because you got to do your own homework, family. But, or as Corey Holcomb would say, one of my favorite comedians, but I would say with all sincerity is if you're in a situation where you're making a great living, um, you're raising your family, doing whatever you do, I would implore you to, if you don't have a side hustle, to at least maybe try to lower your level, your living standards, so that it puts you in an opportunity for you to save money and invest more money. Because I know a lot of people still have this leave it to beaver mindset. I have the picket fence house and I got the family, nothing wrong with that. And every life is going to be so great. But you have to remember during that time frame, it was right after um, the Great Depression. The American economy was booming, and there was a thing called job security back then compared to today's world. You had more unions back then. You had actual pension plans back then, or pensions, not pension plans. You had actual pensions if you worked for a company for 20 to 30 years. So that's just something to take into consideration. So that's why that mindset made sense during that time frame. From the 50s, 60s, 70s into the 80s, that's when the unions started getting diminished, and that's when more and more corporations started to split. And then in the 90s, more and more corporations sent a lot of jobs overseas, and it's just been a growing thing ever since. So I always say people need to have more of a mindset of people who immigrate to the United States, having that operating families operating as a corporation to where you own a multitude of levels. The family, not just one person in the family, but the family owns, meaning brothers, sisters, cousins, whatever, uncles, aunts, grandfather, grandmothers. They all have real estate. Somebody owns a business. Somebody owns some commercial real estate. The money circulating and percolating like a freaking merry-go-round within the family. So the family name means something instead of an individual within the family meaning something. Because to me, for working people, it's going to make it harder and harder, regardless who's sitting in the White House, governor's house, and the mayor's house. That's what it is at the end of the day. All right. But another reason one needs to stop playing games. I remember, got a notification reading this article back in 2015, and it resurfaced again because somebody took a screenshot of it and put it on they put it on social media, and I was just like, oh, I remember that. So I looked it up, and I was like, I need to talk about this because this may be the future for most working people in the future, family. I'm just gonna keep it real. All right. This is back in July 27, 2015. Look it up. Walmart's oldest U.S. employee celebrates his 103rd birthday. 103rd birthday. Now, God bless this individual, given the fact that this person at 103 years old can hold down a job and has been working at Walmart for 33 years. And I know for a lot of people, it's like, hey, sometimes working keeps people going. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. In a lot of instances, you have people in their elder years, they just have a job, not because they need it, because they need something to do. I've actually worked with people in their 70s and 80s and they was just like, yeah, I'm not working because I need to. I'm working because I just need something to do. And I respect that. And eventually they ended up just volunteering for a local organization in the community or volunteering at their church just to keep themselves to have something to do and whatnot. When they got tired of having to be somewhere all the time, having when they were just tired of the regular 9 to 5 lifestyle. But this story says what could be more possible for working people if they don't have a mindset outside of what the programming of the school system, meaning just get married, get a job, and everything will be okay. Because we do not live in that. We haven't really lived in that time frame in the last 10 years, and it's just going to intensify even more so. All right. That's just my personal opinion. All right. But anyways, the article says there's a lot to celebrate as you get older, especially when you're 103 years old. Walmart's oldest employee in the United States of America. Meet Lauren Wade, who on Saturday celebrated his. Now, remember, this is back in 2015. He may have passed away. So if he has, God rest his soul. I'm not saying anything bad about this individual. Remember that. He celebrated his 130th birthday in 33 years as a Walmart employee with dozens of close friends. He says it was great, lots of people. It was quite a deal. Wade told ABC News. People I'd worked with here in the store that had been transferred to another store came to see me, and to me that was great. I really enjoyed it. Wade has worked in the garden shop at his local Walmart, helping out as needed, restocking shelves, organizing inventory, and manning the cash register. He says, I just like to be with people. I've been pretty active all my life and worked several jobs, he said. In fact, that's what Wade attributes his secret to his longevity. I think the main thing is that I work all the time. I don't want to sit around. It's boring to sit around the house and do nothing. So I try to have something to do all the time. He explained a job gets me up in the morning and keeps me out. And I'm not mad at this. As I said, trust me, this is all positive energy coming from me. So if anybody thinking I'm being disrespectful, I'm not. But like I said, because a lot of people they may not have enough hobbies to keep them busy during the day, and the whole because a lot of people think that the idea of retirement is just to sit around and scratch yourself and be on social media and make videos all day, and that's just far more from the truth. Because you got to remember, and while I'll talk about your celebrities, if I'm just going to keep it real, Snoop Dogg is a great example. Snoop Dogg is a part of a new rap group called Mount Westmore, which involves him, Ice Cube, Too Short, E40. My favorite artists. I'm not from the West Coast, but I grew up listening to West Coast hip hop extensively and always loved it. So 10 years ago, I was able to go to the West Coast for the first time, fell in love with it. But anyways, I digress. At the end of the day, if you look and see, if you can do your research on this, not just take my word for it, every interview that this new rap group Mount Westmore is doing, the number one person who's never there for the interviews is Snoop Dogg. The only people that they have there is Ice Cube E40 and Too Short, because Snoop Dogg is involved in so many projects that it is ridiculous. And they said they can't keep up with him. They even say they don't even know how he does it. And he says his secret is basically he takes power naps during the day because he's involved in so many things. The fact that Snoop Dogg was introduced to the world as a hip hop artist back in 1991, 92, with Death Row Records, Deep Cover record, and the fact that we're going into 2023 and he is still relevant in so many ways, from acting, television shows, still making music, um, managing artists, just bought back Death Row Records and whatnot in 2022. It says a lot. Having NFTs is all. He's involved in so many different things. But with that being said, he's still so busy. The man is probably, I think he's actually in the sense of working to become a billionaire and whatnot. But the man has millions and millions of dollars, a multitude of businesses, but yet he still works like a freaking workhorse, like a hawk, like a shark trying to get some bait. Like a shark seeing a bunch of fish and whatnot. He just like, you ever see those old school videos when sharks are in the ocean and they got their mouth open and they just gobble up like 50 fish in one with one bite and whatnot. That's what Snoop Dogg is doing. All right. And he says for two reasons. He doesn't need the money, but he's doing it because it keeps him going, it keeps him young, and he loves what he does. That's the thing. This isn't. It's one thing to work when you're stressed out and you need the money and blah blah blah. That's really what your 20s are for. 20s and 30s are for. When you get older, you're supposed to be able to keep grinding, but you're grinding because you're doing something that you love. You're grinding out of passion, or you're grinding out of achieving a goal and whatnot, but not just grinding to freaking survive and things of that nature. All right. And that's the thing with this article. This individual kept working because they like to keep themselves going and whatnot. They didn't need the money. But then there's the caveat of the people that are in their 70s, 80s, and up, if they're still alive, who are working because they have no choice. And that's what scares me out of anything else, because I don't want to have to see more and more people having to do that because they cannot, I repeat, cannot survive without continuously working. That's why they say, that's why financial literacy is so important, because the sooner kids learn, the better. The sooner the kids not only learn how to make money, but they learn how to invest money. All right, and to become a sense of boss or an entrepreneur, have side hustles, etc., and learn the language of money, having life insurance policies, having whole life insurance policies, having 401ks and individual retirement accounts, and so many other things. That's just the basic stuff a lot of times. Learning about credit, learning about how to utilize credit in various different forms of fashions, not just for themselves, but for a business and for other people within their network of friends. How to collaborate with people, not just to have a freaking science project and do a PowerPoint presentation, but how to collaborate with people in regards to how you can own a multitude of businesses or a multitude of real estate by utilizing each other's names, credit, money, etc., and so forth. Skill sets, strengths, weaknesses, etc., and so forth. Not just the programming that they get in everyday school and whatnot. It just shows them how to work together and do team building in regards to an effort that has nothing to do with making any money or keeping them economically free from having a job. These are the things that I take into consideration. These are the things that I'm passionate about, and I'll talk about this to the day I die. But I say stop playing games in 2023, because you could end up like working until if you're blessed to live that long, working until you're 180 to 100 something years old because you have to, not because you want to. That's the difference between this gentleman and most working people. All right. The trajectory of most working people is for them to basically work until the day they die, because they're never going to be able to make enough money on the job to put them in a position to where they can turn their job into an option. And then, but majority of the mindset, my brother Ron Samuels, hopefully all is well with him, and Happy New Year to him if he's watching. He says mindset is everything. So because you even have people who make 200, $300,000 a year, and they still have to work. They're not working because they want to. They're working because they have to, because they're living way above their means. And the mindset of investing their money into other things to make that money grow isn't working, isn't even a thought. Or to be able to collaborate with other people in order for them, hey, I make 200 grand, you make 200 grand. We could probably open up a franchise or two, or we could own a freaking commercial real estate building. What's up? That kind of mindset. But I know majority of the time the shop talk that goes on in most offices, hey, you see who the Commanders are playing? You see who the Dallas Cowboys traded and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? You see what the president says? Who cares? Unless these people pay your bills, why do you care? Why does that have to be a long, in-depth discussion subject matter? I don't get it. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. But it is what it is. But anyways, back to the individual who this, like I said, this article was back in 2015. Mr. Wade grew up in Winfield, Kansas, and has lived there his entire life. Okay, he's a good old Midwestern man. Securing his first job at 12, pulling weeds at a nursery. After graduating from high school, he made iron and aluminum canisters and worked at an auto garage, drove a truck during the Depression, and ushered at a movie theater. Wade also served 43 months in the United States Air Force, months in the Air Force in India and China. And when he returned, he worked in flooring and for the United States Postal Service. Then in 1983, he left the Postal Service for Walmart, where he's been ever since. And they said Lauren is an awesome person. Department manager Ron Collins told ABC, "I'm proud to have him and proud to work with him daily. He will do anything for you." So that's just what it is. It seems like a guy lived a great full life. I'm not mad at it, and that's my mindset. Because at the end of the day, I'm not knocking this individual. Because my mindset is, at the end of the day, if you're happy with your life, that's all that matters. Everybody has their own definition of happiness. Let me know what that is in the chat room. That's because what makes you happy might not make another person happy, and vice versa. I had these conversations with people on a regular basis. Certain things make them happy. Certain things they can deal with. My best friend, there's certain things he can deal with I cannot deal with. I tell him that. Um, I tell him that all the time. He's got way more patience than I do. I'm a straight, direct to the point. Let's get it done. Boom, boom, boom kind of guy. He has way more patience when it comes to dealing with people, and all that great stuff. And I give him a lot of credit for that because when I'm dealing with adults, I'm not in the mindset of wanting to babysit people. I don't mind having a discussion, having a sense of understanding. But if I feel like I have to babysit you, then I might as well have a 5-year-old next to me. That's just my mindset. That's just how I look at it, and that's just it is what it is when it boils down to that. But at the end of the day, family, I'm about to call it a night. Good old tea. And to my people out there, don't drink and drive. That's another thing I want to say. Do not be an idiot. If you're going to be out there getting your drink on, have a DD, designated driver, or get a freaking Uber or a Lyft. We live in the age of Uber and Lyft. There's no reason for anybody to get a DUI anymore. If you can pay the overpriced drinks at a club, then you can pay to utilize the services of Uber and I was going to say DoorDash, Uber and Lyft. That's all I can say. Or if you want to go old school with it, use a freaking cab. But just don't kill yourself or hurt somebody or kill or hurt somebody else. It's not worth it. So just do that. Or do what other most reasonable adults are doing. Stay in the house and get your drink on if it's that serious. But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, all I really have to say is um, this new year is not going to be for the game. People playing games, people worried about who's playing in a game, people who's worried about who's running for office, people who's worried about celebrity gossip and whatnot. Unless you make money off of these things, that's a different story. Okay, when you make money off of these things, then hey, have at it. We all have our passions. Everybody has a podcast nowadays. I get that, but for the people that just want to sit in front of a TV and watch life pass them by, you are going to suffer the consequences on multitude of levels. If you have kids, I guarantee you they're going to suffer the consequences on multitude of levels. And hey, we all have our time where we need to kick back, relax, do what we do, turn our brains off. Because hey, when I get off this, I'm going to do that same exact thing. But we all have a responsibility to put in as much work as possible to learn. And hey, let me know in the chat room, what have you not only accomplished in 2022, but what have you learned? What do you regret? I mean, uh, I can honestly say the only regret I have and a lot of times it's futile to regret, but the only regret I have in 2020, I mean 2000, in 2022 is just not engaging with enough entrepreneurs more with the same people with the same mindset. Even at certain times with these events, it's hard to engage with people without them thinking that you're trying to get something from them or screw them over. And I get that because heck, I'm like the CIA in a sense. Everybody's guilty until they're proven. Everybody's the enemy until they prove otherwise. Everybody's guilty until proven innocent. Because in today's world, a lot of times when you let your guard down, that's the moment you can get your head chopped off, and that's just what it is. So you always got to be mindful of that. You know what I mean? But anyways, at the end of the day, if I need you guys to be like the old school Louis Gossett Jr. and walk into 2023 with this mindset right here.
No different than anyone else. You really believe that nonsense you're saying?
Look at me when I talk to you.
Come in there, guns a-blazing, swinging, and doing what you got to do. Because if you're feeling a certain type of way about this year, imagine how you would feel December of 2023. That's all I can say on that note. Imagine how you would feel on December of 2023. Because the one thing I can say about the pandemic, these last 3 years have gone by just like that. These last 3 years have just gone by. It's crazy. 2021, boom. 2020, boom. 2022, boom. Like that's all I can say. It is intensively made the time go by that much faster, not being, and the world is not the same. Even though we're fully open now, the world is still not the same. And that's one thing that people don't really understand. The world is not the same. And as they say, it never will be the same at the end of the day. But come in here and kick butt, because it's going to go by faster than you think. And don't waste your time with people that have nothing to do with helping you progress. And even when you try to help them progress and they just bring back so much negative energy, that's one thing too. Leave all the negative energy people out of your life in 2022. It just should be a goal to do that, not a resolution, but a goal. Leave the negative vibes alone. All right. And don't expect people to be how you want them to be. You have to expect people for who they are, period. Okay. Straight up and down. All right. So on that note, you've got your marching orders, family. What are you going to do? Keep the game of life and start running. Because that's the ultimate goal here. You got to get the game to play. That's why some people want to win the games. Because they wish they could be in the field and they know it's good. So time to put up or shut up now in 2023. That's why it's one thing I can say in 2022. I did a lot less talking and a lot more doing. That is the goal. But no time for slackers, no time for this isn't going to work based on this. But no, shut up. Why are you talking? Wasting my time.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Whatnot. I expect that out of teenagers because they don't know any better. But when you dealing with grown-ups, like a lot of men and that term. He says friends, economic time.